Hey, welcome to In the Studio with Stephen Leake. I'm Stephen. It's good to be here. I'm really just happy I can play music at my house, be around my family, and create. It's amazing. I'm not rich, and I just go without. I'm on disability, and it's right at $1,000 a month, which is not enough to barely even physically survive. But I don't. I do it because I love it, and it's not only is it my only choice really, other than trying to work a full time job, which I'm not capable of yet. But I do this so I can get off disability. That my creative projects are meant to so I can get on my own work record and get married and not lose my health insurance for trying to get married. The disability system is really fucked up, y'all. Like, but that's neither here nor there. I found my Love Kill shirt. If you want one, they're available at StephenLeake.com and StephenLeakeMusic.com. I make stuff that I think I would like and my friends would like. And a lot of my friends from high school who went to Iraq and Afghanistan really like this shirt. Because I make it for them. It speaks to a reality that not too many are willing to face. The destructive nature of love, which is something I write about in Gethsemane. When love becomes masochistic and harmful. I'm working on a song called Waitress. It's chunky as of yet, and I'm still working on it. Something along those lines, and I've got a little lead. Sounds too much like Knock Chomp, and I need to learn some new shit, or all my shit's gonna sound the same. I've been working really hard. I spent the first 20 years of my career, my artistic career, my adulthood, focusing on developing my craft as a writer, lyricist, and wordsmith, if you want to call it that. And I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable where I can write a decent song lyrically, and I'm just now getting to where I'm going to spend the next 20 on focusing on developing my musical ability and musicianship. So I'm talking to a guy who's a friend of a girl I'm friends with from my hometown who's going to help me develop my musicianship, give me lessons. You're never too good to learn, to get better. I'm still basically a beginner on guitar. And I really don't know my ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to playing it. Not compared to some guys. I just haven't been doing it that long. I've been focusing on my lyrics. The whole reason I got into poetry to begin with is because I was playing drums for a band in high school, my junior and senior years of high school, and we were awesome. Not to toot my own horn, but me and our guitarist Jonathan Blackwell had fucking mad chemistry. We could have easily gone pro and made a living out of it, but he wanted security and married the first girl he met, and became an engineer. And I was getting happy with the family, and I'm not mad at him for that, but I wanted to go for it. And that's what I'm doing. Anyway, we were playing in a band with his cousin Albert Strong was our singer and songwriter. And Albert went to a concert in Atlanta and did shrooms, and was never the same after that. And went kind of Sid Barrett about it, and left the band. And so it was up to me and Jonathan to write songs for our stuff, and neither me or Jonathan were very good at first at songwriting, not naturally the way Albert was. So we kind of never really recovered from that as a band, and kind of stopped playing. But it put us both, me and Jonathan, onto poetry. And for the next 20 years, I developed my craft at allpoetry.com and workshopped my stuff, and eventually went to Winthrop University for creative writing because of that. And then I spent a year at Winthrop doing workshops and working on my craft. And then I went to Iowa City with my friend Robert McFarland. We kind of were roommates with a poetry professor at the Iowa's Writers Workshop, and a guy named Jake Montgomery who went a Fulbright to Mexico. And he was on the phone with the Fulbright people, and I was in the next room getting high. And I guess he made the better decision. We'll see. But he was like a total communist, which is his culture because he's Jewish, and I don't begrudge a man his ancestral culture or whatever you want to call it. But you also need to respect mine, which is conservative, and we kind of clashed because of that. The guys are perfectly fine and a good poet. We just come from different worlds. Anyway, after Iowa, I wasn't a student there. I just kind of crashed and hung around people socially. It was just a freak coincidence that I was able to get into that circle. It's my best friend Robert, who was roommates with in Charleston, and it was one of my characters in my book Gethsemane. Just happened to be going to nursing school and have family in Iowa City. Just happened to be friends with with the poets there, and invited me out. And so I got to know them. And they're fine. They're fine people. They just kind of seem to be social justice types. And I was there. I want to learn a craft so I can make money selling books and build up a name for myself as a poet. Not to learn to be a coffee shop revolutionary, okay? I'm not, even if I was paying, which I wasn't, I'm not to go to school. I'm not gonna waste $100,000 learning to be a fucking socialist rabble rouser, and be a foot soldier in somebody else's campaign. I want to learn how to write and be good at it for my own glory and to spread the message I want to say. And our institutions need to reflect values of the taxpayers who fund them, and not an elite special class of socialists and communists. If they want to receive public funding, they need to reflect the values of the public, and the vast majority of the American public is right-leaning. I'm developing a website called dirtypinkchucks.com because, like, I don't know if you can see, these are my signature kicks, my pink chucks. I've had them since high school, and they're good luck, and they help to remind me that I'm a total freak and should act accordingly. One thing I've been thinking about recently is 9/11 and the random number generators. There was a scientific program study that placed random number generators all over the earth in random places. And right before 9/11 happened, these random number generators started to spit out matching numbers at increasing frequency. And it was supposed to be scientific proof of the collective unconscious reacting precognitively to the terrorist attacks. It's spooky shit. It's really super interesting, and it's kind of the shit I think about all the time. There's a reason I smoke cigarettes all day. But it's fun to think about stuff like that, and I indulge myself with that kind of stuff all the time. And I hope to write about it more in my music. Anyway, my website, Dirty Pink Chucks, is going to be like a libertarian strategy, underground, kind of alt-right counterculture page. It's going to include my lyrics and some unpublished stuff of my work. It's not going to be on my main website. And I'm going to try to keep it exclusive, that only people who pay to see me and engage with me and are actual real fans get to have content. Anyway, check it out later. I just started working on it today. I just bought the domain, so it's going to be a couple weeks before that's up. I have a ton of projects. I've just really hit my groove creatively since I'd say March or February of this year. And a big reason for that is I started back going to a methadone clinic, and I've not been in so much pain to where I can actually think clearly and create now. And it's been a huge difference and helped me be sane enough to create. Medically assisted treatment is not for everybody, and if you can manage to get by without being on medication, I strongly recommend that first. But if you have no other choice and you're just writhing around in pain all day, it's okay to seek compassionate care and be treated for your affliction. It's been the best decision I've made in years. I actually prefer going to a clinic every day or every other day, so I'm not sitting at home with a ton of meds and I'm tempted to just take it all at once. And that shit is very dangerous. And I used to be on Suboxone, which is safer because it's the mechanism of how it works in the brain to the opioid receptors. It makes it really hard to overdose while on Suboxone. But methadone doesn't have that safety feature, and so it's much more dangerous and easier to overdose on. So I have to be very careful not to fuck around with it. If you're in recovery, I have a forum on StephenLeake.com with a dedicated space for conversations about recovery and sobriety. So check it out if it's something you're dealing with. There's like support there, and I'm on that forum at least once a day, checking it out. So hit me up, sign up to the forum. You'll get some good advice. Not only on recovery, but also on geopolitics, if you follow that, for libertarian strategy and resistance, political action, and also my music and work, and just rock and roll in general, all kinds of topics. So check it out. It's meant to be a resource for everybody that likes my stuff. I'm going to play through the other two songs I've been working on. I haven't recorded these yet because I've been buying equipment to actually do some decent recording, good quality stuff. So this is American Gangster. That's American Gangster. I wrote that for all the cold-blooded pipe hitters out there. As I said before, like, I'm having so much fun doing this. It's just like, I can't believe I didn't think to do it earlier. I've been writing poetry for 20 years, and just like in the past year, thought to like put music to it. When that's like how I started out, I totally forgotten about music. But the truth is, like, you can't make money, you can't make a living just being just a pure poet these days. Some people, there's like 5 people in the world that can do that for a living. I'm not one of them. I cannot just read my poetry and make a living doing that. I've got to like put it to music and rock out with my cock out, as it were. But some people can, like Rupi Kaur and Young Pueblo. Those guys are like professional poets, and all like my hat's off to them. But I gotta rock. I've been blessed to have like high quality women in my life, but one of the more like sad facts of my life is that none of them have like kept up with me, and none of them talk to me anymore at all. And these people I've had intimate, intense relationships with have kind of just cut me adrift to be alone in the world. And it's kind of sad. But hopefully my muse is still out there somewhere. And hopefully I'll find her one day. I've either been too poor or too dysfunctional for my previous girlfriends. You know, I've just never been perfect. Even though I've tried really hard, I was never either functioning enough or in a good enough place or successful enough to satisfy the women in my life. And some have legitimately tried, and I just was not functioning. Amanda, the second Amanda in my life, put in a heroic effort to like help me, and she did find me like the doctors that basically saved my life and got me back recovered. But she didn't stay, and I told her I would get better, and she would be patient with me, but she wouldn't do it. And you know, I'm like gonna be rich and famous, and she could have been right here with me if she had just listened to me and stayed with me. And she's gonna have to watch me like be successful. I'm sorry, like I'm not like I can't cry over people forever. I've got to, if you're not gonna do it with me, I've got to do it myself. I don't do it despite them. I do it for myself, because I actually care. I actually love and care about myself. The people I've been with them that have loved me in the past chose not to be with me. They could be enjoying my new success with me. They choose not to. They choose to continue to not talk to me. So hopefully, my muse, wherever you are, I'll see you soon. I'm going to play Cinnamon Hearts to take us out. was a better rendition than I've done previously. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me tonight and listening to me jam. I appreciate your company. If you want to see more, go to StephenLeake.com or StephenLeakeMusic.com, and you can always find me posting new shit. I've got a new forum on StephenLeake.com. Come talk to me after the show, and I'll be on there throughout the day. Thanks again. I'm Stephen Leake. We're going to win.